Welcome back, guys. Tonight we're doing it. We're going for it. We are on this 7th day of Blendmas. We're doing smoky Lat-a-kia, and we've been looking forward to this one all along. Even though we know kind of what it tastes like from our English blends and HGL, and we just think it's so cool that we've been, waiting for it to come up for its turn, and we haven't wanted to. We left it for last because I figure that it's time to stop talking in third person and start speaking in first person. But I figured it was I figured it was so strong that I didn't want it to ruin my taste buds. Or kind of wash anything else out. So, oh man, makes me want to go camping. Makes me want to go back to Del Val, camp right by the creek, go hunt for frogs, go swim in the big pools that are in the creek, and go set up my low boy lawn chair right by the launch ramp, and roll up a ball of power bait and put it on my hook and cast out for some trout. Yeah, if you haven't watched the other video, that was where my family camped when I was younger, many years ago. It was Del Val Reservoir in Livermore, California, and beautiful reservoir. Good fishing most of the time. I have this creek that runs right next to the campgrounds. That in the spring and summer, it's not really flowing. It's a trickle, but there used to be some deep pools, and there would be like massive carp swimming around in those pools. And for a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid who loves to fish or who loved to fish, seeing those big old carp, like, mind blowing. Okay, tonight, because we have a special blend, we're gonna use a special pipe. And yeah, we're gonna pack a full bowl tonight, and we're gonna enjoy this bad boy with a cappuccino from Starbucks. This is also it's not dry. It's just feels coarse. Yeah, it's not really dry, but feels coarse. So I'm gonna not pack this super loose. You can see I'm taking little, and I'm gonna drop shit all over the floor and waste it. Just kidding. I will pick that up later and put it back in the bag because I am that guy. But we're going to pack a full bowl of this. Not too tight, but not too loose. We're going to pick it up, but we're not going to put it back in the bag because this carpet is dirty. Okay, and we're also going to enjoy this with cappuccino from Starbucks. Is that a mayfly or a mosquito? Hold on. That was a Skeeter. Related to Rita Skeeter. All right, you guys ready? Let's rock and roll. Man, what a week it's been. Just not super busy or crazy at work, just steady, And then yeah, just a lot of looming deadlines and some work that was kind of nonsense and some wasn't, and important but tense meetings and discussions to try and find a path forward, establish a rapport, develop relationships, right past wrongs, etc., etc. Yeah, and then today, let's get into this first, and then we'll get into that. Oh my God, I already love it. Mm-mm-mm. So good when it hits your lips. Oh, we're not going to do that yet. I know it's not fired with mesquite, but I do get oh, you know what? Maybe that DFK, that sweetness that I got was from hickory. I've never smoked or cooked with oak before, so I don't know if it has a sweet smoke, but I know hickory has a sweeter smoke than compared to mesquite. But this, that last little hit, kind of had a little mesquite to it. I'm sure the various hardwoods all have a similar, or some have a similar profile, so it's probably not mesquite. Mm-mm. It's such a soft smoke. It's like a fluffy blanket on your tongue. There's a little bit of that nicotine right there. Its first couple hits, just a very light leather undertone to it. Very nice. Very nice. You know what else is nice? Cappuccino made with heavy cream instead of whole milk, skim milk, almond milk, fairy milk, whatever the fuck kind of milk, and a little bit of whipped cream on top. And then you bring it home and you add whatever flavor Torani you want to it. It's just, delicious. Absolutely delicious. It's thick and creamy, and you still get that sharp, distinct coffee flavor, but you don't get any of the bitterness. Not all the acid has been rendered neutral or obsolete by the sugars and the creaminess of the milk. That makes sense. Somebody correct me quick. but yeah, that's what I'm drinking. That's what I drink as a that's my normal coffee slash cappuccino. Is a double, about 150 mils of heavy cream, whatever flavor, sugar-free Torani, and then I'll steam the milk, the cream, with the Torani in it, and dump it in the cup. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of cinnamon on it, and yeah, I have between 1 and 3 of those a day, depending on the day. Yep. And right now, my favorite coffee. So when we bought this this espresso machine off of Amazon, and we discovered, how awesome it was. Like, immediately my wife was like, let's put the Keurig away. I'm done with it. And I was like, well, let's just wait. Don't get rid of it. Don't donate it or throw it away, because if this breaks, then we have nothing. And we've been there before. And so we put it away and started buying whole beans as fresh as we could, as we knew at that point in time, because we're still not aficionados, but we know a smidge more about what we like. And we bought these ones off of Amazon. I can't remember the name. They're pretty popular and really, really good, compared to what we've been drinking, compared to stale Keurig cups, right? Really, really good. And then we kind of branched out and tried some other stuff. Then the grocery store sells whole bean in bulk. So then we would go and we'd, get different flavors. She'd get her flavors, I get my flavors, and I like to mix stuff. So I would do like, a vanilla coconut, or an Irish cream with a little bit of chocolate, or a vanilla chocolate for the decaf, or a hazelnut vanilla, or hazelnut something else, And that was great for a few months. And then I was on Instagram, just browsing as you do, and I came across this company. It's real, called Eco Delight Coffee Roasters. And they were literally right around the corner from my house. And I was like, holy shit, I know that guy. That is Guillermo. And my buddy that used to own the brewery right down the street from my house, Guillermo was there all the time. And so I was like, oh man, after Christmas, I'm on vacation, so I'm going to pop in and go see how he's doing and get a bag of coffee. And so they, fate as it were, I received a pound of his coffee in my stocking, and I forget which one it was. Might have been Peruvian or something. Maybe it was a lighter one, because I do like the Starbucks blonde roast. But yeah, so anyways, I was like really excited, and I was like, oh my God, I know this guy. Here's the whole story that I just discovered, and yada, yada, yada. And she's like, yeah, Ben and I went there and we met him, and he's this cute old man, and he's just doing everything by himself, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm super stoked now that, you're on board with this. We can dive into it. And so then we went back about a month after that, and chatted with him, hung out, and I bought a bag of his Guatemalan, and I bought a bag of his Brazilian, because the description on the website, the Brazilian sounded really, really good. And I didn't understand at that point in time that the Guatemalan was a dark roast, because it didn't come off as a dark roast at all. I mean, the beans were dark, the flavor, the smell, the aroma was dark and robust, but the minute you put it into a cup and you drink it, it is smooth. and delicious. There's no bitterness at all. I mean, that was one that I could drink without like any milk or sweetener at all. Couldn't, take huge sips and chug it all day, but it wasn't like other disgusting black coffee that people drink. So yeah, and I'm just rambling. I don't have any point right now that I can think of. So anyways, yeah, Eco Delight Coffee Roasters in Elk Grove, California. They have several different blends. It's all organic, you know, um, responsibly sourced stuff, and it's basically Guillermo, and then he hired a kid to help him run his shop, and it's literally, he has like half of a warehouse in an industrial park, and he's got all his stuff set up in there, and he roasts it right there, and he supplies the casino out here with their coffee. And yeah, if you are a coffee aficionado, if you like um, good coffee, I 100%, 11 out of 10, def recommend that you go to his website and you order a pound of his coffee. Guatemalan is absolutely delicious. The Brazilian, also really, really good, but it was a lighter than I expected, or maybe it was lighter than my palate was expecting after drinking the Guatemalan and the Holler Mountain um, Irish cream one that she also got me. So yeah, absolutely delicious. Recommend it. So yeah. All right, let's get back to this. It's just so good. It's a nice thick stout smoke. Oh, that's what I should be drinking, is one of my stouts. Darn it. It's a nice thick stout smoke that is smooth and soft at the same time. And that just rich, familiar, comforting campfire scent. It just brings back a lot of memories. I think maybe that's why it's so popular among certain people, or a lot of people. Out of all of the pipe smokers that I've seen, met, read their stuff on Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, the Get Piped Club, the other Pipe Club, and then Grey Woody, I think I've only encountered one that doesn't care for Lat-a-kia. And I guess there's a thing, like, once you discover it, then you want to smoke like every Latakia, every blend with Lat-a-kia in it, or then you just start smoking straight Lat-a-kia. And but maybe people enjoy it so much, or they become obsessed with it, or whatever, because it reminds them of camping, and it takes them back to a place in their childhood where things were more simple, and obviously there was less responsibility, and they were more free, and they only had, having fun, and not even staying alive, because we didn't think about dying when we were kids, really, but just having fun and um, enjoying life, and making sure you got at least one fruit roll up and juice box before they were all gone. Um, doing hot stunts on your big wheel and jumping off homemade ramps with your bike and in your skateboard, and riding your bike downhill and knocking out your front teeth, and which that really happened. But maybe that's it, or maybe it's something even more intrinsic and integral. Maybe it's something primal. It brings us back to our ancestors' memories when they did everything by campfire, Not only was it a tool for cooking and processing animal products and vegetable products, but it was also a way to keep warm when it was cold, a way to ward off predators, um, a symbol of hope and life and longevity, and a place of social gatherings to sit around and tell stories, to dance around and have festivals and develop your culture. A thing of mystery, a thing of beauty and terror and fragility and, you know, horrendous capability at the same time. Maybe that's why we pipe smokers like Lat-a-kia so much. Hmm. Even the retrohale isn't, you know, it's not harsh or hot. That one wasn't, anyways. We'll see a couple more, but just pleasant. So today's Friday. I get up and I asked my wife, who's taking our son to school, because our oldest, who normally takes him, it's his day off, right? So he gets to sleep in. So she goes, it's Friday, it's your day, right? And I said, oh, it is? She goes, yeah, I take him on Wednesday. I was like, oh, all right. Okay, good to know going forward. So wash my face, brush my teeth, comb my hair, whatever. And hop in the truck, take him to school, get back, make a coffee, start working, and have an optometrist appointment today at 12:45. So I took 2 hours off after lunch to make sure I had enough time. So I'm thinking, all right, I'll hop in the shower about noon, and I'll head over and do that thing, come back, finish out the day. So noon comes around, go in the bathroom, turn on the shower, let it run for a few minutes, warm up. I'm standing there. There's no steam. There's no steam after a full 3-4 minutes of running. Huh. Okay, maybe I didn't turn the handle on or up enough. Excuse me. I did the wrong thing. I hit stop instead of pause, so video is going to be kind of weird. But anyways, so after 3-4 minutes, there's still no steam. It's still not hot. I'm like, oh man. And it's been real windy here the last couple of days, So I'm thinking, okay, maybe last night when I was out in the garage and I opened the door to air it out, a gust came in and blew out the pilot. But then I was like, no, because then my wife would have literally screamed at me this morning that there was no hot water. So something had to happen between 7 this morning and now, because I remember that when I was washing my face, there was warm water. The water was warm. And so anyways, I'm like, oh man, this sucks. So I come out here and I check. Sure enough, pilot's out. So I'm like, okay, I can waste up to 10 minutes messing with this before I have to cancel my opto appointment. So I try to relight it 2-3 times, nothing happens. I'm like, oh man. So I have to call and reschedule my opto, push it to next Friday, 2:00. So then I spend the next basically 3.5 hours diagnosing and fixing the water heater, and it turns out that it was bad thermocouple. But I had to troubleshoot it and diagnose it first, make sure that it was getting gas, and that the gas wasn't shut off, that some asshole hadn't come by and turned the gas off, or that there wasn't some emergency that necessitated the gas being turned off without our knowledge. So went through all that, and then pulled the thermocouple and the basically the whole igniter kit and the burner plate out. Looked it over. The burner plate, it's old, but there was flame coming out, and so I pulled the old thermocouple out and I sanded it down to try and get some of the carbon buildup and oxidation off of it. Reinstalled it, tried to relight it again, didn't happen. Pulled it back out, did an even more thorough sand job on it, and used the wire brush to get into all the little crevices and to really clean it up. And I got it fairly clean. It's not like chrome shiny, but it was fairly clean. And got it reinstalled, and nothing doing. Still wouldn't work. Pilot still wouldn't stay on. So then I'm like, all right, let me start looking for a replacement. And the unit is at the very least going to be, well, it's probably 25 years old. Because the lady we bought this house from, she spent her money in some areas, but not in the areas that really mattered. So finding parts for it. Model obviously is discontinued. Finding parts for it. You're not going to find the exact part. You're going to find the substitute version of the substitute was substituted years ago. So I finally found what I was looking for. So I start going around town trying to find it. So I drive over to the little appliance shop down the street, the mom and pop shop that has been here for, I don't know, 30, 40 years. And I wait, the lady's helping another customer, and then she comes back and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't sell any water heater parts or accessories. I'm like, oh, no big deal. So then I have to drive over to the orange box and go find their parts, and they have a universal one, generic one. So I'm like, okay, I can't find any information on the existing one except that it's a 20-inch long thermocouple. No min-max for millivolts, nothing. No, diameter of the ferrule, the compression nut, any of that stuff, or of the actual cathode, or whatever the hell that thing is on the end. And so I'm like, all right, well, it's $10. Let's give it a shot. So at this point, I'm starting to stress out, like really stress out, because if this doesn't fix it, then that means that the control box, the control valve, is bad. And because this unit is 25, 26 years old, they don't make those anymore. It's all newer, Title 24 fucking eco bullshit now. So if I could find one that was compatible, it would run me somewhere in the neighborhood of $175 to $340. So that's the second tier economic fix, if I could even do that. But that still means that we're going to be without hot water for at the very minimum 24 hours. Because I figure if I can find it online, then I can have it overnighted. If I could find it local, I could go pick it up. Or if I contact a plumbing company and they, charge me ridiculous prices, they could come install it the next day. If that doesn't work, then it's a whole new water heater, right? So I text my buddy and I'm like, hey man, if I'm doing a water heater, do I have to install one of those new thermal expansion tanks? And he's like, yep, you do. I said, okay, do I have to because of code or because of, physics? And he goes, no, you have to do it because of code. He said, they're not expensive and it's a really good thing to have. So I was like, all right. He's like, what's wrong? And I explained it to him. And he's like, you don't want to go tankless? I said, I do, but I don't have $3,000 to spend I don't want to spend $3,000 right now. He's like, oh, okay, I get you. And so by this time, I've got the generic thermocouple and I'm already home, and I put it back in the burn plate, put everything back inside, and I'm chatting with him. He's like, well, let me know if you need help, you know. I'm like, I appreciate you, buddy. And then I get everything back installed and I prime the system, fire it up, hold it for a minute. Sure enough, it stays lit. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. And then so after about another 30 seconds, then I turn the dial from vacation to warm, and fires right up. Burner plate, you know, it's doing its best to stay alive. And yeah, heating the tank up, and yeah, a couple hours later we had some hot water and I was able to take a shower. So I took a shower and I look all nice and clean now. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate with a Starbucks cappuccino. And I got dressed and I put my shirt on, and I went in the bathroom to do something. And as I turned to leave, I saw the back of my shirt in the mirror, and I had these 2 stripes of lint on my back. And it was like I had leaned up against a lattice, and somebody had basically stuck dryer lint to the lattice, or to my shirt through the lattice. So it's just 2 lines. So I grabbed the what is it called? The lint brush, but it's a sticky thing. I took it to my son and he cleaned me off, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a coffee. So if you want to shit your pants tomorrow, you're more than welcome. Or if you want to shit your pants tomorrow, let me know. So he gets up off the couch, puts his shoes on, and we head over to Starbucks. And oh man, come on, Richard, what are you doing? You fucking lob. The button got caught on my tooth. Fucking spaz. Hold on. Good thing it wasn't actually an ember, right? I'm sure none of you have ever done that. So we head over to Starbucks and order drinks, and I order one for my my youngest son, who's mad at me right now because he's grounded because he failed to do his schoolwork. So I got him a Starbucks anyways because I'm a fucking pushover. And we're chatting about some stuff, and we start talking about government activities and the amendments to the Constitution and what the Constitution actually is. And so I started telling them some things, and I'm like, you know, these are things that they don't teach anymore that were at one time taught. And I don't know why they don't teach them anymore, but when you're talking to somebody and they're spouting shit off, you know, and using it in the wrong context, now you can correct them and you can educate them. And yeah, we're not going to get into all that in this video because it's a rabbit hole. But yeah, it was a good time. Good conversation. And then he's all, did you hear about some state passed some law that they can now, you know, have gas chambers and firing squad executions and guillotines and gallows and shit at their ICE detention centers? And I was like, okay, all right, buddy. First of all, whoa. Second of all, whoa. Is that an actual law that you have seen that was passed and you've read it? He said, well, no, it's something I've heard. And I said, okay. I said, not that I don't believe that something that outrageous could happen. I would strongly advise you to go find that law and read exactly what it says before you listen to what someone else tells you about it, because that sounds a little extreme to me. And we're probably going to get there one day, but we're not there today. So go check it. He's like, I'm going to look it up right now. I said, good. I'm going to go to the garage, enjoy my pipe, and make a video. Lat-a-kia, man. 10 out of 10, def recommend. Cornell and Deal blending tobacco. Lat-a-kia is just, it's a pleasant smoke. It's not harsh. I'm not getting it to bite. I'm also not chugging it. But in spite of what people say, it doesn't have a low nicotine content, but it's not super high like Burley or Perique either. But there is a little bit of tingling on the tongue from the nicotine if I get it hot and then I chug, hit it pretty hard. Nothing like Virginia's. Nothing like Burley. Yeah, it's just nice and enjoyable. Smoky, campfire, thick, rich, delicious, but it's not like desserty or savory. It's not, I wouldn't even say decadent. I would say it's rich and full of flavor. It's full of the flavor that it has, and that is a woody, smoky, earthy, little bit of leather undertone. Yeah, all that. Not sure what I'm going to smoke next. Don't remember which one of my Englishes I've had out of this pipe already, but I might try some Burley again. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it will. All right, well, this video has got to be at least 45 minutes now, so we're going to cut it short. It's Friday night. I'm going to have another bowl of something, not sure what, but this was Lat-a-kia from Cornell and Deal. It's one of their blending tobaccos. Smoked in the Peterson Dairy Rusticated 999, which is a stellar, superb, supremely awesome pipe, and I love it. Yeah, I recommend Lat-a-kia as a single standalone smoke, and I also recommend it when it's mixed with other varieties and cased or topped or whatever. It's a good all-around smoke. Reminds me of my childhood. Feels safe, comfortable, familiar, unassuming. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I recommend it. And I think that is going to do it for today's video. So if you hung out, thank you very much. It's always good to talk to you. I appreciate you guys listening, or you guy listening, or you gal, if there's only one. But yeah, it's been fun. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.